All right, if you're running digital ads for your business, you know the feeling. You're constantly asking yourself that one big question. Is this actually working? You're putting money in, you're seeing revenue pop out, but somewhere in between all those clicks and conversions, are you really, truly making a profit? Well, what if I told you that the #1 metric most people use to answer that question is, a lot of the time, totally misleading? Let's get into it. So let me ask you this. Picture this very simple scenario. You put $1 single into the Google Ads machine, and boom, it spits $5 back out. That's a 5x return on ad spend. We call it ROAS. Now that sounds great, right? I mean, who wouldn't want that? But is it really a win? The answer, you might be surprised, is not so simple. And yeah, the answer is a big it depends. Because so many business owners, and I mean a lot, fall right into what we call the high ROS trap. You see, they get obsessed with chasing this big, impressive number without actually understanding the real story that number is telling them about the health of their business. It can be so deceiving. Okay, this slide right here perfectly illustrates the whole problem. Just look at these two businesses. On one side, you've got a software company with these massive 90% margins. For them, a 5x ROAS is a home run. They are absolutely swimming in cash. But then look at the other side, an electronics shop with razor-thin 5% margins. That exact same 5x ROAS, it's a total disaster. They're actually losing money with every single sale. It's the same ad performance, but completely opposite outcomes. And this brings us to a huge shift in thinking that you have to make. Your goal isn't the highest ROAS you can possibly get. Your goal is the highest profit. See, sometimes chasing a perfect ROAS actually chokes off your sales volume. It might sound crazy, but accepting a slightly lower, less perfect ROAS can be the key to unlocking way more total cash in your bank account at the end of the day. So how in the world do you figure all this out? Well, it all starts with knowing the single most important number for your ad campaigns. And no, it's not your click-through rate and it's not your cost per click. It's your break-even point. This number is your absolute financial baseline. We call this your break-even ROAS. It's super simple. It's the exact point where you make zero profit, but also zero loss. Think of it as your floor. Anything below this number, and you're paying to give your products away. But anything above it, that's pure profit. It's your line in the sand. And you know what the best part is? The formula to find it is so beautifully simple. It's right there. You just take the #1 and divide it by your profit margin percentage. That's it. This little bit of math is the bridge that connects your real-world business numbers directly to your advertising goals. Let's see how this plays out in the real world, okay? So an e-commerce store with a decent 25% margin, they need a 4x ROAS just to break even. So that 3x ROAS that might have sounded okay a minute ago, it's actually a loss. Now, let's look at a plumber. They've got healthy 66% margins on a service call. For them, the break-even is only 1.5x. Anything over that is pure profit, ready to grow the business. Big difference, right? Okay, so now we know how to find our floor, our break-even point. Now let's talk about what winning actually looks like. We've dug into the data to find the 2026 target benchmarks for a few key industries, so you can see where you should really be aiming for serious growth. So for you folks in home services, like plumbers and electricians, that 2026 target is a really strong 8 to 12x ROS. For auto service centers, you gotta aim even higher. We're talking 15x plus to keep those service base humming. Now, e-commerce is a totally different beast. With those tighter margins, the goal is more in that 3.5 to 5x range. And you get there with what's called PMax efficiency. That just means you're using Google's smartest, most automated tools to find every last profitable customer out there. But just having a target number isn't quite enough. Now we're getting into the real strategy. It's all about finding that perfect balance, that, strategic sweet spot right between the efficiency of your ads and the total profit they're actually generating. Because here's that trap again, just from another angle. If you set your target ROS way too high, let's say a crazy 20x, you're basically telling Google's AI to be an absolute perfectionist. It will only show your ad to the handful of people it's 100% sure are going to buy right now. You'll end up with this beautiful, quote-unquote, efficient campaign that generates almost no sales. You get a perfect number on a spreadsheet, but zero actual growth. This chart just says it all. Look at that first little bar. That's your super high ROAS campaign. Yeah, it's efficient, but the total profit is tiny. Now look at that big second bar. The ROAS is a bit lower, a little less perfect, but because you've loosened the reins and let Google show your ads to more people, your sales volume just explodes, and that is where you find the biggest chunk of total profit. So the most important thing, if you take away one single thing from all this, is to shift your entire mindset. Stop chasing vanity metrics like clicks or even a sky-high ROAS. You need to start optimizing for the only thing that actually pays the bills: profit. Now, you might be thinking, wow, this balancing act sounds really complicated and time-consuming. And honestly, you're right, it can be. That's why the final piece of this whole puzzle is automation. It's about letting smart technology find that profit sweet spot for you. It really starts with just having a clear view of what's going on. A good, modern dashboard cuts through all the noise. It doesn't just show you clicks, it shows you qualified leads, it shows you your estimated revenue, and it shows you that true profit-driven ROS, so you always know at a glance how you're really doing. And this is where that whole strategy really comes alive. The best tools out there use AI and something called value-based bidding. Now, what this means is the system isn't just trying to hit a simple ROS target. No. It's analyzing hundreds of signals in real time to predict how valuable a specific customer might be, and then it bids more for the really good ones. The goal stops being simple efficiency and becomes maximum profit volume. At the end of the day, the whole point of this technology is just to empower you. I mean, by letting an AI handle the incredibly complex, heavy lifting of profit optimization, it frees you up to do what you're actually best at: talking to customers, making your product better, and actually growing your business. So, let's end with this question. I want you to take a good, hard look at your own ad campaigns. Are you optimizing for vanity, for a number that looks good on a report? Or are you optimizing for actual profit? Because getting that answer right, well, that could change absolutely everything.